Well, I'm so excited about this episode of the Michael D. Show. I've got a great guest today here. He's the best-selling author of Defeat the Beast, How to Grow Through What You Go Through. His name's Jacob Conine. He's an author. He's a speaker. He's a business coach. He's a real estate investor. He's a proud dad from Toledo, Ohio. Jacob, welcome to the show. Congratulations for going #1. How are you feeling today?
Ooh, excited. Couldn't have done it without you, Michael. You're the man. I appreciate it.
Well, you've been working on this book for a little while. Can you tell us a little bit about your book and what inspired you to write it?
Yeah, Mike. First off, thanks for having me on. It's truly an honor. But I feel like I've been working on this book for my whole life. You know, I just turned 30 this year. Feeling younger, but also older than ever. So it's really a reflection of a lot of my life experiences. I feel that growing up, I've always had a relatable story. I come from a single family home. I was raised by my older brother. We really didn't have much resources when I was younger. I was the first generation college graduate. I also lost my brother when I was young. So I had a child when I was young. I went through a lot of adversity. I have a story that's relatable to a lot of people. So, Michael, what I really wanted to do was be able to jam pack all of those experiences and lessons into, 173 pages and something that, maybe the next Jacob Conine that's growing up in an environment like mine can pick up a book, read, and relate to. So that was really my goal with the book. And then ultimately, they say that there's 3 things every man should do, right? Plant a tree, have a child or a son, and write a book. So this was definitely one on my list. And I think it's something that my son's going to be proud of, and something that when he gets older, he can pick up and understand, where his dad came from, and ultimately some of the tricks and tactics that have made me successful. So that's the reason why I wanted to write it, Mike.
Now, you wrote Defeat the Beast as a metaphor about the concrete jungle, and Gina St. George, bestselling author of Dynamo Guru series and the Arrival series, says Defeat the Beast is a modern-day business allegory told so well by Jacob Conine for every startup, CEO, entrepreneur who wants the winning edge in business and in life. Buy a box for your entire team. You were telling me in the green room about your son's birthday, and he loves to go to amusement parks. And now that you're older, you don't really like getting on those roller coasters, but he has something that he says to you. What does he say that motivates you to do it?
It's beautiful, Michael. So we're going on the roller coasters, and the older I'm getting, the more fearful I'm getting, and he's like, Dad, you got to remember, just defeat the beast. Come on, get on with me. Third thing, there we are, front row, hands up, enjoying our time.
Well, I was running my ultra marathon in Jerusalem a few weeks ago, and that's what you texted me. I was probably at mile 28 going to mile 38, and you texted me and said, defeat the beast. And that was the oomph I needed at that moment. So, Jacob, you wrote the book with the business owner in the mind, with the startup in mind. Can you share a specific challenge you discuss in the book and how it helped shape your approach?
Sure. There's a lot of challenges. I become very vulnerable in this book. Different challenges from when I was younger all the way to when I was older. But one specifically that sticks out the most was wrestling. So the whole mantra behind this book, shout out to my first wrestling coach, Carmen Amenta. This is a mantra every time you walk into the weight wrestling room on the east side. And it says, defeat the beast. And it's a story about the 2 animals that live within us, right? You got the voice that's really good and majestic. And then you have the voice that, tells us to quit or tells us to do things that we know that we shouldn't do. And ultimately, the biggest beast that I went through was in wrestling, right? I think it's the hardest sport that one can go through, but it was a dream that I've always had of being a state champion, Mike, and 19, 20 years dedicated to this goal, and it never happened. And that was one thing that was really tough for me. So I think learning how to defeat that voice of insecurity and doubt, and learning how to reframe those into positivity and optimism is something that I think is truly honorable, and something that I write about in the book.
Well, wrestling I did it in high school. We talked a lot about it. It's one of those individual sports where it's you and the mat versus your opponent. It's not, it is a team sport, but when you're out there on the mat, you're pulling weight all week long. It's a mindset of winning, overcoming your demons, overcoming your fears. And you train leaders there at your business. But I want you to tell me, how do you suggest our listeners begin to identify and tackle their own beast, as you talk about in this metaphorical allegory of a book, Defeat the Beast, that's available everywhere now books are sold?
Sure. So I think the first step is really just recognizing and being aware of the concrete jungle that we all come from. and understanding that there's 3 lessons I write about in here that are able to take you from that concrete jungle and hopefully to the savanna that we all are in pursuit of. And the 3 things, Michael, are: number one, the most important, I think, is everybody needs to understand, is having a mentor, having a coach, right? Someone that's going to be able to guide you to places that you can't see, and ultimately push you to places that you haven't been. And then number two is a community, right? I think we're truly limited to the people that are around us, to the information that we receive, and we're limited to our own beliefs. So if you're able to get around winners, if you're able to get around people that are moving and shaking and doing things that you want to do, or be where you want to be, I think that's gonna help you get to those destinations and those goals. And then opportunity, right? I write in this chapter, one of my favorite chapters that I write about, it says, don't go through life getting good at the wrong things. And there's so many jobs, so many careers, so many ways we can take our life, Michael. And I see a lot of people get stuck doing things that they don't like doing or that they shouldn't be doing. So hopefully having the right mentor, the right opportunity, and the right community can help people escape those concrete jungles and get to that savanna that we all want to be at.
Well, I'm so excited. The feedback has been incredible. It's a best-selling book on Amazon already. The hardcover, the paperback, the ebook, the audiobook's going to be coming out later this summer or fall. But you talk about in Defeat the Beast, a lion named Leo who embarks on a journey of courage, wisdom, and resilience. And this is something that young people can relate to. It's something that business owners and startups and entrepreneurs can relate to in Defeat the Beast, because it's about escaping the poverty's grasp and finding success against the odds. Defeat the Beast delves deep into the parallel narratives of Leo, the author's intertwined quest, exploring their shared challenges and ultimate victories. Through each challenge, I got to say, the way you weave from fiction to nonfiction and the way you allegorically tie this into everyday life, it's just magical. People are giving some incredible feedback around the globe, where we gotten reviews on this already. And you can read the reviews coming up on Amazon on a daily basis. But Defeat the Beast provides actionable advice for anyone yearning to break free from life's shackles. Join Leo on his journey through the concrete jungle as he uncovers not just the path to the savannah, which we all want, but the pathway to one's dreams. This is a story of defeating the beast within and finding freedom, fulfillment, and success. Now, the other day you got your box of books shipped to you. How did you feel? You're holding the book there. How did that feel, holding that book in your hand for the first time?
I think it was one of those top moments, Mike. It's definitely been surreal. I joked with you before the call, and I said, I don't think it's left my hand yet. I still have it with me, and it's going with me everywhere I go. So it's exciting.
Now, tell people where they can get a copy of the book.
Sure. So it's on all online platforms. You can find it on Amazon.com. You can even find it at Barnes & Nobles. And then if you're interested, you can also reach out to me on my social medias and shoot me an Instagram message or a Facebook message. And I'll even sign a copy and send you a copy if you guys are interested.
No, I know you got events coming up in Toledo later this summer, later this fall. And, you love speaking, you love mentoring, you love coaching, you do a lot of speaking. You've done a lot philanthropically there locally in Toledo. How do you see the leveraging the book going into 24, 25? A lot of entrepreneurs write a book, they mark it off their bucket list, but they don't really have a strategy on how they're either going to raise money for their nonprofit or get on more stages and podcasts. Are you going to be available to speak and be on podcasts? And how do people get a hold of you there?
Yeah, definitely, Mike. So I think that's the next pillar of my journey, right? I always say that in order to move forward, you have to give back. And that's what I've done through this book. And that's the next stages, is to now use the words in the 173 pages to turn that into a coaching program. We're also going to have training modules. We're working on releasing the planner that we write about. One of my second favorite chapters in this book, time management, is emotional management. So we got a lot of tools that we're working on, and ultimately we're trying to create these resources and give them back, and definitely going to be starting that speaking engagement this summer with you guys.
Well, I'm so excited to join you in Toledo. It's been so exciting watching your business journey. What was the journey like for you? A lot of people write a book for credibility, or to get on more stages and more media. But what about personal growth? Did you grow a lot personally and or spiritually as a result of writing the book?
Yeah, definitely. That's a good question. So I remember praying on, the opportunity to find someone to help me with this. And sure enough, I walk into Patrick Bet-David's conference last August, and God works through people, right? And I meet a man, Michael Butler, and he introduces me to his publishing company. And within 9 months, we were able to go from all these thoughts and stories that I have in my head, and we were able to get it out into a full-blown 173-page book. So the journey was definitely not easy, but I don't think anything worth having is easy. And I definitely have grown a lot throughout this process.
Well, it's been a blast working with you. And matter of fact, tomorrow, I'm just going to ask you right now if you can speak on my webinar tomorrow. I'm teaching how to write a book in 1 hour to people that have RSVP'd around the globe. So maybe you can pop in and talk a little bit about Defeat the Beast, because like so many entrepreneurs, including myself, we have 20,000 ideas a day. And when it comes to a book, we have 10 book ideas, not just one. You were able to narrow this down into one powerful, focused topic. So congratulations for going number one. Jump on Jacob's calendar, reach out to him, have him on your podcast, have him at your event. Now, are you speaking at virtual and live events as well? And which is your favorite?
Yes, I love being in person. Just being able to work a room, there's something about it that's magical. But, ever since the pandemic, we've had to get used to these computers and these iPads. So I love working with people virtually, anywhere across the country. It's not just here in America or in Ohio. I think everybody has something that they can take away from this book, of all ages. And everyone just needs that mentor. So I hope that any of your listeners that are able to either hear from us or learn from this book, they're able to have that courage, Mike, to defeat their own beast and escape those concrete jungles.
This is a powerful book for sales teams. It's a powerful book for network marketers. It's a powerful book for startups and really young people that want to be mentored into entrepreneurship. So it's a great book to gift for junior achievement, or for a little league team, or for a wrestling club or a ball team. You've been through so much. You've overcome so much in your life. You honor your mom so well in this book, and you talk about her so much. You want to give a shout out to your mom here before we close it up? I know she really impacted you in a powerful way.
Yeah, Mama, we made it.
Awesome.
Shout out to you, Mom.
Well, big happy birthday to your son. I know you're a big family man, and wow, just really, truly inspirational. And I know you're bringing the fire at all your speaking events and on your social media. So congratulations. We're going to have you speaking everywhere this summer, this fall. Follow Jacob from Toledo, Ohio to around the world. He'll empower your team. He'll bring some inspiration and hope to you, and he'll help your young people get fired up and stay focused on their goal and make some good choices for their life. From the concrete jungle to the savannah, defeat the beast, how to grow through what you go through. And like he said, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Target.com, Walmart.com, everywhere books are sold, Books A Million. Chapters up in Canada, all over the world where he's speaking. You can actually have it on your doorstep the next day. Thank you very much, Jacob. We're going to have you back when we have a little more time. I just wanted to pop in and say congratulations, get you on the Michael D Show really quick to let everybody know that you're launching and that you've gone number one, and that they can grab your ebook, your audiobook coming soon, your hardcover, your paperback, and they can even go to your website, reach out to you personally to get an autograph copy. What's one positive affirmation you want to say to yourself, and then what's one thing you would have done differently as an entrepreneur looking back these couple decades?
Sure. The biggest phrase that I always remind myself is keep going, and just keep going, right? The straightest distance between 2 points is always a straight line, and too many times we get stuck, we get reflection. So defeat the beast, keep going, keep moving, and you'll get to that savannah.
Yes, and you're helping a lot of people do it. Thanks very much, Jacob Conine. Defeat the Beast. Congratulations. Have a great summer. And guys, this book will take you from the concrete jungle to the savannah in as short as possible way. So learn the lessons from somebody else. You can learn the hard way, but like my mentor in college said, my dean of students at university said, experience is a good teacher, but the tuition is high. So if he was still living, he would say, and Defeat the Beast is a must read. Grab several copies and give as gifts to friends and business associates. Thanks so much, Jacob. We'll see you soon from the Michael D Show.
Yeah.